All right, we're doing something easy tonight on request. Years ago, I cooked a dish for a friend of mine who was visiting with these enormous, oh, there you go, with these enormous eggplants that she brought over from her garden. And I turned into what Mark Bittman calls a quote unquote rösti, which I understand is traditionally made with potatoes. He's got a recipe for a quinoa and parsnip roasty in How to Cook Everything Vegetarian. I've found it's super easy to make this with almost anything. So I had a bunch of carrots in my fridge. I've got quinoa in the cupboard almost always, and I thought I'd show you how to make a pretty quick weeknight dinner. Pretty tasty. I'm a big fan. You can use a lot of stuff. You could use, he has it for parsnips. I like to use carrots. You can use, summer squash, zucchini, something like that. If you got some onion, you could shred it up and toss it in there. It's also really easy to make a lot of it ahead. So the actual making of it goes by in a snap. So I've got quinoa that I cooked in the Instant Pot. It takes about 5 minutes in the Instant Pot to cook quinoa. 1-to-1 quinoa and water or quinoa and veggie broth. I throw in a little veggie, vegan butter at the same time. I think we got a quinoa fan back here. Do you want some? You can have some. Here we go. You gonna try some quinoa? I've got that. So you can cook that, you can put it on before you leave the house in the morning. When you come home, it'll still be sitting in the Instant Pot ready to go. I grated carrots, takes about 2 minutes. If you're grating a lot of carrots, I think it's pretty easy to use a food processor with the blender attachment. But I just did it by hand using the hand grater. Mix those together. Boom, nothing fancy. Mark Bittman says if you're using parsnips, you should cook them first. I've found that this cooks for long enough in the pan to where you don't really need to cook a reasonably shredded carrot. Nothing fancy, quinoa and carrot mixed together. I've got a pan on the stove that's been heating up. And for my convenience, I've got a second cast iron pan that I'm going to use. You don't have to. There's a few ways of doing this that I'll explain. So, oil in the bottom of a skillet, big pan, whatever you have. That mixture right on top of it. Spread it around and press it down. Pretty good stuff. Spread it around and press it down. Now, Mark Bittman's way of cooking this is to cook it for about 25 minutes. There you go, once you've pressed it down. And then flip it, which I have never been able to successfully do. Mine always falls apart when I try to flip it. I think maybe it's because I make mine pretty thick. I like to make enough to feed everyone tonight, plus leftovers tomorrow. Is Kev getting in your way? So you get a couple of ways of doing it without flipping it. Yeah. For my convenience, I've heated up this other cast iron pan here, which for whatever reason has a magnet attached to it. And I'm going to put this cast iron pan on top of this cast iron pan once it's hot, and then boom. Let it, oh yeah, that's hot. I heated it up. Let it press some of the space out, hold some of the heat in, and cook. You're gonna let that go for about 20 minutes on kind of low to medium. You can also, if you want to brown up the top at the end, I guess it's probably, I should act like I know what I'm doing at some point. I don't know. It's probably going to stick to the top of this, but you can, yeah, okay, you can join. You can join. Here we go. You can be part of it. You can be part of it. You can be part of it. There we go. You can be part of it. But that's, I do need that. There we go. I normally like to cook it like that for a while or uncovered, and then put it in the oven for a little bit or under the broiler to crisp the top up, and then just serve it like that. I don't try to flip it. It's never worked for me, so I don't do it. Now, see, I was gonna, while that was cooking, show you what I would make to go with it, which involves shredding lettuce, for which I was gonna need 2 hands. We'll see how that goes. But what I'm gonna do for tonight, the older kids are at a little summer activity. So I want to have, and it doesn't finish till 7, which is honestly after this one's bedtime, but I'm on my own tonight. And it's right up close to the bigger kids' bedtime as well. So I want to have dinner pretty ready to go when they get home. I am about to burn down the house over here. I'm going to try my best to shred some lettuce with one hand and then make a salad dressing with one hand, and we'll see how it goes. Can you sort of snug in there? All right, hands back. So we're just going to, look at that, there we go. So we're going to shred some lettuce. If I cut off a finger, your mum's going to be pretty unhappy about it. You keep them back. All right, there we go. That's a little messier than I normally like, but needs must, as they say. We'll just whack that in for the compost. So we got some shredded lettuce, and then, boom. One of our neighbors has a garden that's going hammer and tongs. They gave us some cuke a little while ago. Still good. You know, this would be easier with 2 hands, kiddo. We'll go a little cuke in there because we've got it. I like using the stuff that's in my fridge whenever I can. You know, waste not, want not, and all that. Kevin, I see you. I'm not blind. Hey! Dogs, man. A little sliced up cucumber to go with it. Yeah, that's chunkier than I wanted, but you know. Oh. All right, so sliced up cucumber, mischievous dogs, unhappy baby. You're actually being pretty great. I don't mind. Yeah. Do you want some cuke? Oh, I love cuke. So we got a little cuke here. Boom. Oh, come on, last piece, we can do it. There it is. Okay. Throw a little cuke in there. Still not burning anything, okay, that's good. And then, this will be the hard part. All right, you back. There we go. Oh, sharp knives are a wonder. I don't know how they manage to cram so many seeds into lemons these days. Watermelons, they've got seedless watermelons coming out. They've got seedless grapes coming out. I swear, somewhere at lemon headquarters, they're all sitting around trying to make a lemon that is just nothing but seeds. They just keep packing them in. So we've got a lemon that is a monster lemon. Can I even fit this lemon in my squeezer? You stay still. You know what? This would be a lot easier if I had 2 hands, kiddo. Look at the size of this thing. What in the world? That is an unholy lemon. Okay, little side dressing for your salad. We'll give it a, look at that. That lemon's not even gonna, oh, get it. Get it. All right, there we go. I'm not gonna try to do that with the other one. That was embarrassing. Lemon. Healthy splash of olive oil. I'm making a lot of salad dressing. I like a little tart salad dressing, so I'm gonna put a little splash of apple cider vinegar as well. Not much, lemon and apple cider. You'll get to a pretty tart spot pretty quickly. Squirt of mustard, you can use whatever you like. Bam. Pinch of salt. Fresh cracked pepper.
I think everyone at this table could use a lot of fresh pepper.
Kevin, how did you just open that sliding door by yourself? Go on, you got a doggy door, man. Okay. Okay, so we've got lemon juice, olive oil, splash of apple cider vinegar, some mustard, salt and pepper in a jar. Whack a lid on that. Oh, it's meant to look easy. Shake it up. Bam, salad dressing. Try it with the cuke. That's pretty good. And try it. No, not a fan. So you got there rösti, Needs about 20 more minutes, it'll be done. I might, like I said, whack it under the broiler to sort of finish it up, get it crisp on top. I've got a side salad to go with it. Homemade dressing ready to go. All in, we're at about 10 minutes worth of work, half of which I was holding a baby in one hand. So figure you make some quinoa in the morning, throw it in before you leave for work. Don't worry about it. When you get home, shred some carrots, chop some lettuce, chop some cuke, throw it all together, 10 minutes, plus just a little bit of sitting around time, pour yourself a glass of wine. Yeah, sit down, play peekaboo, and then dinner's on the table. Snap.